Well, first of all, welcome to the first episode of Ways to Wellbeing here from Partnerships for Wellbeing in Inverness. I'm Jess Tazinski, and alongside me is Nicola Mackenzie. And this is a first for us. Go easy on this is what I'm saying. And are you confident this is going to work, Nicola? You're not confident at all. Well, it's good because confidence is kind of what we're going to be talking about today, because joining us from the other end of Scotland, I'm not quite sure, I'm thinking the Motherwell, Lanarkshire area, I'm not quite sure, but is the confidence queen herself, Nicola Creen. Hello, Nicola.
Hello.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. I'm very excited and happy to be here. Loving what you're doing.
I was going to ask if you're happy to be called confidence queen, but I see from the kind of medieval banner behind you that you're quite happy with that description.
Yeah, I'm owning the branding. I'm walking my talk. I'm trying anyway.
Okay, well, so we're Partnerships for Wellbeing. We've been here for almost 20 years, and we were using the word well-being long before it became fashionable. What does that word mean to you?
I think it just means sort of taking a level of responsibility for your own health and happiness.
Is it an emotional thing or a financial thing, or is it all wrapped up?
All of that, all of the above. I think it's all connected. Mind, body, spirit. I think that it all combines. I think taking real responsibility and looking after your well-being includes looking after or trying your best to sort of look after and manage every aspect of your life.
There have been times in your life, and I know you've written about it, where well-being has not been where you are in life. Is that fair to say?
That's definitely fair to say, yes. Yeah.
So what kind of things have informed the person that you are at the moment?
I think we all do our best. We all try our best, certainly, I think. We learn and grow as we evolve, and a huge part of learning is making mistakes. And it's about learning and growing from that. And for me, making poor decisions, I'm trying my best not to laugh, because I know that you know exactly what I'm talking about. In certain areas of my life, let's just say, poor decisions that resulted in, me feeling terrible about myself and terrible about the situation I ended up in. And that's a result of, not taking full responsibility for my own well-being, allowing myself to be guided, manipulated from other people. And when you really look after yourself and look after your well-being, it's a lot more difficult for people to manipulate you and use you. And that's one of the benefits. So yes, multiple times I have not looked after my well-being and suffered greatly. But it's put me in a stronger position to shout about why everyone should do
You say that you take responsibility for your well-being, and that's important. Are there certain things that you put in place to achieve that?
Back about 6 years ago, I hit a new rock bottom. I found myself homeless and pregnant at the same time as a result of having to flee a very abusive relationship. And I had a great life prior to that, being very successful and achieved a lot. And it was a real wake-up call. It was like, how could this happen? And I then I've always been into sort of mental health and personal development anyway, but at that point I really wanted to dig deeper.
Tell us about for those who don't know about the Confidence Academy. What is it?
It was never intended to be anything to do with confidence. Initially it was just a platform for modelling, and then it just organically grew. It was definitely meant to be, because all the parents, it was consistent, every single child that came through the doors, parents would say the same thing. My child is so much more confident. You've gave my child their smile back. And it was every time this confidence thing kept on coming up, and people would start bringing their children who had like really severe autism, for example, kids that had they were suicidal, and they were bringing these children to me and saying, I'm hearing that you're good. You're my last hope. Please help me. And I remember getting messages from people in the industry saying, what are you doing? Like, what is it you're actually doing here? This was before I'd done any sort of training or qualifications. This was just me rocking up like, hello. And I didn't know how to answer that. I know now, because I've done a lot of training, what I was doing subconsciously. There's techniques and terms that I just implemented naturally. And I know that you've been, Jeff, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm so excited. I'm smiling because we're back again in a few weeks, and it's the first one in a couple of years, obviously, you know, with the whole COVID situation. But yeah, so it's a place where now children come along, you know, they might not even have any confidence issues, but overall, especially now, there seems to be a real need for what I'm doing. And they come through the doors, I build them up from the inside out, and we implement, you know, we demonstrate their newfound confidence in front of all their friends and family via a catwalk and a photo shoot in Glasgow, and it's a wonderful thing. I love it.
It is kind of counterintuitive though, isn't it? Because we hear so much about kids being bullied and body shaming and things like that, and don't worry about how you look, that's not important. So the idea of being on a catwalk with everyone looking at you, and it's I know you won't say it's about their appearance, it's about their poise and their confidence and their ability, I suppose, just to get up there. But have you had criticism or questions or big raised eyebrows of people saying
only when I've done radio interviews? But it's a good question. It is a good question, and I have had a couple of, you know, concerned dads over the years not wanting to draw attention, because it can be, obviously I've been in the modelling industry for over 20 years, so I know all about the unhealthy conditioning that comes from modelling. For example, now I'm classed as plus size, which is crazy. You know, there's still a lot of things that need to be fixed in that industry, and that's one of the reasons I set the Academy up, was to, you know, create a healthier environment that actually your value, especially now, you know, back when I started, there was no social media. You know, if you were getting bullied, it was on the way to school. Now it's rife all over social media. And it was about teaching these young people that actually do not determine your own self-worth and validate yourself based on the opinions of others or how you look. You know, whether it's a like on a post or whatever, it's about building these kids up from the inside out. And I spend a lot of time and put my heart and soul into making sure that when they get to the catwalk stage, you know, when they're in the room with everyone there, that isn't even a thing. Like they're not even thinking about what is she going to be thinking about me, or do I look good? They feel great, and they know that regardless whether their hair's perfect or they might have put on a bit of weight, it doesn't matter. They feel great about themselves, and that really comes across. And it's such a beautiful thing to watch. It's an amazing transformation. And I think because I remember, it's funny how things stick in your head, isn't it? I remember when one of the guys that bullied me, must have been about 10, sort of hitting teenage years, and he said to me, "Oh, you've went from an ugly duckling and you're turning into a beautiful swan." And it sort of, I felt horrible as a child, and no child should ever be made to feel that way. And that's what I've always wanted to do, is just to make every child feel special and loved and important, no matter how they look or where they come from.
You've achieved, I mean, congratulations, first of all. I've seen you in action, and I've spoken to the parents at one of your kind of catwalk events, and they are just delighted by, you know, the transformation of their kids. You have achieved so much. Your business, your academy, your modelling again, you said. Yeah. You've co-authored a book. Mm-hmm. But one of the things I think that, because I know you a wee bit, one of the things that seems to surprise you quite a lot is the jealousy that you encounter from time to time.
I don't think it surprises me anymore, Jeff, to answer your question. I've got now such a deeper understanding of the people that are actually doing it now. I know that it's not personal towards me. I know that it's their stuff and it's their insecurities, and anyone who's sort of well-balanced and healthy doesn't try to project that level of pain onto somebody else. So I actually feel sorry for them now, but I'm not as surprised about it anymore.
Would you say that's where your drive comes from then? That
absolutely.
Sort of, yeah, that's how you see such a difference to these young girls.
Yeah, because I've heard, you know, when I've done various contributions with the BBC over the years, and I remember one dad in particular that always stuck with me. His daughter actually committed suicide. She was very pretty, and I've heard stories like this over the years, but this one really stuck, and it was all online bullying. And he had no idea. He just thought, his daughter was quite happy. And he had no idea what was actually going on, she was so pretty and she was getting all this bullying online, and the poor girl ended her own life. And I just feel so passionate about it because I get it, I understand the pain. But I'm very much a prevention person. I like to bring solutions to the table, but I'm very big on prevention. And it's about, so I've spent many a day over the years going into schools and actually educating the bullies, educating the schools. I've just went through it with my daughter, my son in high school, and actually educating the teachers on what is bullying, why are these kids bullying, what support do the bullies need, and if you are a bully, this is how you're potentially affecting another human being, and how do you feel about that? And there's so much work needing done, and that's, it does. It motivates me to keep on going. There's been times where I didn't know where I would get the strength from. There's been times that I felt defeated by it all. But you just learn to rest and recover and come back. And I believe that all that pain and all the stuff that I went through, if I can show up and help people, then it was all worth it.
That's amazing, Nicola. But you've been talking the talk, but do you walk the talk, or do you talk the walk? We're going to give you our NHS approved Wellbeing quiz now to see how well your wellbeing behaviours have been, and we'll call it, say, in the past week or so. So these are 5 steps. They're called the 5 steps to wellbeing, and by all accounts, if you follow these kind of steps, it's a good way of becoming a more rounded, not just physically but mentally well-adjusted person, keeping a level on life. Now, we're not supposed to make it a challenge, but you know me.
Yes.
turning everything into a game format. So Nicola has the official NHS quiz in her hand at the moment. Let's see the quiz. You're not showing the branding of the clipboard either.
Oh, I know. No, sorry, I'm not professional enough.
See, these are our pupping partners, Nicola.
Right.
So Nicola has the quiz in her hand, so she'll kick us off. I will be judge and jury on whether you get any points, because I'm the person with the God complex here. So
and I know you're a tough guy.
I might have to interrogate you a bit further to make sure. Yes. And drinking a bottle of wine is not a well-being measure according to the NHS. Surprisingly.
I think it should.
Yeah.
On you go, Nicola.
So, has there been a time in the past week where you have been connected with other people?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Can you give us a quick? Can you give us? You can say that. That doesn't mean you've done it. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I'm all about connection. I'm all about being present and in the moment. I think it's dead easy to sort of get overwhelmed and think about your to-do list and all this kind of stuff. I'm very mindful about being present in the moment, and that means stopping, really connecting in the moment. And just before I come on this call, I connected and made a lovely new friend who is, I'm currently about to graduate. I'm doing my advanced hypnotherapy, and she's doing the same, and we just connected and had an amazing conversation, very honest and real, and it's lovely just to connect with like-minded people. So there you go.
Okay, you get a full point for that. Yeah. So you're well on the way. You've got a point on the board. On you go.
Have you been physically active in the past week?
Physically active, let me tell you, I am struggling to walk. I had my first ever personal training session on Monday. I don't know if you've seen the film Bridget Jones, when she comes off literally Lanarkshire's Bridget Jones here. I'm not even joking. I've never had pain in my legs like it. I'm literally walking funny. Yes, I was at the gym Monday. Yeah.
No, she did it. And suffered for her art. Yeah. So
don't let it put you off.
That's another point. 2 points. 2 points. You're using half a point more to pass now. So.
Have you learned a new skill in the past week?
Yes. I'm learning all about hypnotherapy, which is like a really, it's like really deep therapy about, working with the subconscious part of the mind. All our thoughts and feelings and actions, everything that we do comes from the conscious part of the mind, and I'm learning to help people very quickly without having to go through months and years of therapy. Just one session, whatever it is, we can fix it. So yes.
Okay.
Brilliant.
3 points. So you passed. So these are for the bonus. Let's see if we can get full score.
I mean, I think you're going to get it.
Right.
Did I get a certificate? What did I get?
We'll send you a puffin.
Have you given to others in the past week, which I would imagine you will have?
I'm a mother of two, single mum of 2 children, so I'm constantly giving. I feel like Cinderella.
I don't think that counts.
I mean, he's been hard.
Basically, if you don't give to children, the social services come in. So
I told you he was a tough crowd, honestly. Right? Giving. Well, I just offered 1 hour of my time each week, free of charge, to a fellow student who is really struggling and overwhelmed with this whole process, and I've given 1 hour free each week from now until Christmas to help her build her confidence.
Yeah, the gift of time. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, based on you saying that you want to be mindful in the moment, I'm pretty sure you're just about to get 5 out of 5 here. Because the last one is: have you paid attention to the present moment?
Yes, I just answered the question. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. That's huge. I wish more people sort of tuned into that. I've just been chatting to. There's a new gym opened up in the town that I live in, and they're bringing me on as their mental health coach to sort of combine physical and mental well-being. And it's all about that. Having mindfulness classes where you can rock up at the gym and look amazing with your 6-pack, but if you're not present in the moment, then what's the point?
Great.
Totally.
Well, Nicola, not only are you confidence queen, best-selling author, model, great businesswoman, but mainly, I think this is the one you really care about. You are our Partnerships for Wellbeing Champion of the Week.
Yay! Oh, fantastic!
And
thank you so much.
That's just about it from us. Did you enjoy that, Nicola?
I did. It was good. It was great fun.
Was it as bad as you thought it was going to be?
It was better than I thought.
I sent her. I PayPal'd her 20 quid to say that.
Yeah.
5-star review. Better than I thought.
Nicola, make sure you get your KFC for this.
Okay, well, if you're watching this on YouTube, please go to our Partnerships for Wellbeing website, which is p4w.org.uk, and you'll see lots of videos like this and lots of information about our charity. If you're already on our website watching this, well, you've come to the right place. Please explore what we do in terms of health walks, community transport, and most importantly, volunteering. That's it for us. Thank you again, Nicola.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye.